Hi guys, during the Christmas period, our hearts go out to those who are struggling at this time. Perhaps a family needing to rely on a food bank, an elderly person living alone who feels that they've been forgotten by friends and family. Someone running a charity for the poor, or perhaps an animal shelter, putting in those long hours in the cold while others are sitting at home where it's warm. The poor, the disabled, the elderly are likely in our thoughts at this difficult time of year. But did you know that there's another group who are perhaps struggling even more than that? Ex-Tory MPs, yes, those poor individuals who until recently were earning just £91,000 per year. Please spare a thought for them and the struggle that they're going through. Here Jonathan Gullis was kind enough to take time out of his day to explain just how difficult it has been since his days of shouting like a hooligan in the House of Commons. A brave soul, have a listen.
What I wasn't mentally prepared for was just how difficult it was going to be to even get interviews in some cases in the workspace. And you've talked a lot about mental health in the last segment, which I think is really important. And indeed in this one, this will be relevant as well. I've been open with my own challenges, depression for most of all my adult life and most of my teenage years as well, which unfortunately I've always been able to have the love and support of my family and loved ones around me. But like you say, it's the fact that I've done some consultancy, I'm doing a bit of freelance, but I haven't got anything permanent yet. And obviously I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I've got a wife who's made incredible sacrifices in her own career to support my dream and ambition of being a member of Parliament and serving the constituents of Stoke-on-Trent North. And now that uncertainty, of course, adds pressure, particularly at a time when, family and friends, and you want to give them gifts and presents and everything. You do feel it's tough. It's tough. But, I'm a big believer. My grandfather always told me, just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep putting yourself out there, and eventually something will come up.
We really need to stop thinking about people who are relying on food banks. We need to stop thinking about people who are disabled and struggling to heat their homes or pay the bills. We need to stop thinking about those individuals for a moment and start thinking about the real victims, ex-Tory MPs. Okay, this is just ridiculous. Like the disconnect from reality here. The complete and utter disconnect. This is a guy who, until recently, when he was in the House of Commons, was shouting like a hooligan, was extremely aggressive, and now he's complaining that he can't find a job. We'll park for a moment the fact that he tried to become a teacher when it was too late. The school sessions had already been sort of set in place when he was starting to look for a job. Maybe next year he'll have a better chance. But he's talking here about how the struggle, there's a real struggle here. I have 2 kids to feed. I have bills to pay. Think about me for a moment. You were a member of Parliament and you voted against measures to improve people's lives. And now you're complaining about the fact that no one wants to employ you. Yeah, I got a bit of work here, a bit of work there. The disconnect from these people have from reality. They think that they're entitled to something. I represented my constituents. Did you really represent your constituents, or was it just about making a name for yourself? Ranting and raving, attacking trade unions. Trade unions would actually be helping you now. But you're against trade unions because that's what you were against when you were a member of Parliament. Talking about people being lazy, people on benefits. How are we supposed to have sympathy for people like Jonathan Gullis? When he was a member of Parliament, he presented himself as an ass. And now he's saying, I'm having a difficult, I'm going through a difficult time. Wouldn't you think he'd be intelligent enough to say nothing? Who is going to have sympathy for you, apart from maybe your family? You voted against measures to improve the lives of ordinary people who are truly struggling at this moment. You're against the idea of trade unions, which, if you were looking for a job, perhaps you'd like to have some protections in place, but you're against that as well. And you attack the Labour government or the Labour Party for picking a side of trade unions over, I don't know who, taxpayers. I don't know what else to say. What we're probably going to hear over the next number of months and years is more Tories coming out saying, woe is me. Please have some sympathy for me. I used to be on £90,000 a year, but now I'm on nothing. You may be struggling to pay your bills. You may be struggling because you're getting into debt to buy food in some cases. but spare a thought for a Tory, an ex-Tory MP, because they're the ones who are truly struggling. Oh my goodness. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.